as a man, you have to be able to bring conflicts to closure, because if you leave it up to a woman, your ass will be arguing all fucking night. And trust me, I was a victim of this. Not to say I was victimized and that I just was being manipulated, but I didn't understand when I was younger in my 20s, when I was with my kid's mom. That's something that I just didn't understand, until I got about 26, 27. Like, I started to get older. You see what I'm saying? And I started to realize that, hey, I'm the leader in all areas, not just because I make money or, do what I say, but in all areas, I'm the leader and I have to show up as the leader. And so if I'm getting in my emotions when we have a disagreement and shit, if I'm fucking getting in my feelings and I'm doing this shit all night, she gonna look at me like, what is this dude doing? Right. So what I learned was that, and from time to time, a motherfucker can get me, especially, depending on how I feel about him, from time to time, I still may, but for the most part, that's something that I had to like learn, conflict resolution. And I'm saying all that to say, you have to learn how to be able to bring conflict to closure. You understand what I'm saying? And bringing, situations that cause confusion, bringing clarity to confusion, and bringing conflict to closure, and not letting it fester all day, right? Now, the best way to do that is to have, what I call a code, which I'm gonna get on that next. That's gonna be the next thing, but so stay tuned to that. But when you have a code, it's easier for you to bring conflict to close and bring conflict to a head. Meaning, there's an issue, you let her express yourself, you express yourself, you make sure you guys have an understanding, and that's that. You see what I'm saying? A lot of the times, us as men, we get caught up in, and especially when and what I identify with, what I realize why we do this is because we feel like the woman is overpowering us, or we don't have the submissive woman anymore, or the woman is giving us pushback or shutting down, and we don't feel like she's respecting us as a man, and so we just try harder and get louder and get more whatever, but that ain't gonna work. You see what I'm saying? And I realized that was my problem when I was younger, in my early 20s and shit like that, where I would feel like then I didn't realize that, but as I got older, I realized that, I'm in a situation to where she's standing her ground. She not trying to hear me out. She's shutting down, or she, I don't want to say overpowering me, but giving me so much pushback to where I got to get louder. I got to get more, you see what I'm saying? I got to get more, hyper masculine and shit like that. But ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. So, because she in her feelings, I'm in mine. So what I learned was, say what you got to say. I say what I got to say. We'll iron out the discrepancies, respect each other, watch your motherfucking mouth, and let's see if we can come to terms, or if we can agree to disagree and just go on. Right. But you want to learn how to do that and bring closure to conflict, and never sweep things under the rug. Right. The thing with sweeping things under the rug, and a lot of women like to sweep shit under the rug. Don't let them sweep things under the rug. If a woman don't want to bring things to closure with you, then you need to leave that woman alone. What happens is, when you sweep things under the rug and things don't get resolved, when you don't know how to resolve your conflict, what happens is resentment starts to build up over time, slowly but surely. It's not an overnight thing, but eventually you're not going to be attracted to her no more, and she's not going to be attracted to you anymore. It's going to be like a type of thing, because you got all these built up problems that never got alleviated because you sweep it under the rug. And a lot of you guys sweep it under the rug with makeup sex. Me personally, I hate makeup sex. I'm not doing no motherfucking makeup sex, because to me, if I have to fuck you for you to listen to me, I ain't trying to do that. And I don't want to send the signal to you to where you get this good passionate sex only when you make me mad, or only when you disrespect me, or only when you ain't listen to me. This is the only time you get to feel strength from me. I don't want to be in a situation like that. So I don't do makeup sex whatsoever. If you make me mad and you ain't trying to resolve it, get the fuck out of my face and go on somewhere with that shit. So you want to make sure you're not sweeping nothing under the rug. Again, when there's a situation, you control yourself. You let her control herself. You let her say what she got to say. You listen to it. You don't interject. You listen to it. You say what you got to say. She say what she got to say again. You say what you got to say again. Listen to each other, and boom, come to a solution. Now, another thing that I used to do, when, earlier, in my 20s was, because men, we solution based. So we try to hurry up and get to the solution, right? So when there's a problem, we automatically got a solution for it. When your woman got a problem, but a lot of the times it's not that they don't want a solution, but they want to get whatever's on their chest and on their mind off so they can breathe again. And so when you try to rush to a solution, when you try to hurry up and rush to a solution, and yes, well, let's do it like this, your woman gonna feel unheard. This is where you get, I don't feel like you hearing me, or I don't feel like you hearing me out, or I feel like you don't care about me. And you like, bitch, what you fucking mean? I got the solution right here. But even if you do have the solution, they got all these emotions and all these feelings sitting on top of them. And, that's the difference between being, empathetic and compassionate. When you're compassionate, is basically solution oriented, but you have to learn how to be empathetic too at the same time. And I'm not saying put your feelings to the side or let your issues go unnoticed or whatever, but you do have to give your woman the space to express it, even if you got the solution. And I used to run into that when I was younger a lot. So, but what I've learned is to even if I have the solution and this and that, we're going to just let a motherfucker express themselves. Me sitting there for not 30 minutes, but me sitting there for, 3, 4, 5 minutes and let her get that shit off her chest, let her cry and all that shit. I ain't going to die because she doing that. Hey, I understand. I feel you. This is what we're going to do about that then. Boom. Instead of, as soon as the problem come out, she hollering, screaming, you ain't try to hit her. You're like, all right, man, fuck it. Let's just go. Or fuck it, she complaining about, oh, well, we don't hang out, we don't do this. You like, fuck it, let's just go. Shut up, let's just go. Just let her get that shit out. But you got to allow her, you got to make sure she's allowing you the same space, because you don't want to be sitting with built up shit either. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying express yourself, like a baby, a whiny crybaby and shit, but you don't want to be sitting with shit on your chest, because that's going to build up resentment. And you're going to eventually start to dislike this woman, regardless of how fine she is, how she treating you. You're going to start to dislike her. When you start disliking her, you ain't going to be wanting to have sex with her or nothing. And she going to feel that shit. So, conflict resolution, man. Conflict resolution is a skill that you must have that, man. If you don't have conflict resolution skills, you're going to be in a world of shit as far as long-term relationships go. And I can get deeper and deeper and deeper into conflict resolution and communication, but I'll be here all night. So if you want to know more about that, then wait around for Seduction Mastery, and I got you. But